Where is the house?
The house?
Yes, the house. Show me where it is.
In a small village in Kenya called Mokar, where the roads were dusty and the chickens walked like they owned the place, lived a woman named Mumbua. Mumbua was a hard-working woman who did everything for her family. She woke up every morning to fry mandazis that she brought to the market to sell. Mumbua was married to Mutunga, a man that had been introduced to her by her auntie. They said Mutunga was a good man from a good family. She had agreed to marry him after dating him for a few months. Mutunga had been a kind and attentive man at the beginning, but Mumbua noticed something. Mutunga was not a hard-working man. He preferred to sit under the avocado tree with his idle friends drinking nyuki, a local brew. 3 years into the marriage, nothing had changed. The only difference was that Mutunga now had a potbelly that entered the room 2 seconds before he did. They had 2 children, a 2-year-old boy named Sammy and a 1-year-old girl named Mwende. Mumbua was the sole breadwinner of her family, and she was always looking for new ways to solve their financial problems. Over the years, she had encouraged Mutunga to find a job or start a business, but he always said he was working on something. Always something. The only thing he was working on was that potbelly. She had stopped asking after a while. She was the only daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Chalo. She spent most of the money she earned buying food, paying school fees, and sending some money back for her mother's medication. Life was not easy, but she tried her best. One day, something amazing happened. Her uncle Sila from the city came with good news. He worked for the Canadian Embassy in Nairobi. He knew that Mumbua had been looking for the right opportunity to come along. Her dream was to build a house for her family. "There's a job opportunity in Canada," he said. "Good pay, good life, but it is far away." Mumbua's heart beat fast. Canada? That sounded like another planet. Yes, Canada. They're giving opportunities to 20 candidates to go and work there as personal support workers or au pairs to help families that need it. It will not be easy. The work is hard, the pay is good, and the opportunity is a great one. Mumbua calculated the pay and realized that she would make in 1 month more than she had made in 8 months selling her mandazis. She told Uncle Sila that she would love to do it. She told him that she would discuss it with Mutunga and give him a proper response the next day. That night, after she discussed it with Mutunga, she could not sleep. She sat outside and looked at the stars. "If I go," she whispered, "I can help my family." The goat looked at her. "Meh." Mumbua laughed. "You agree too, don't you?" Mutunga sat next to her. "It will be hard," he said. "You will be far away from us." "I know," she replied. "But then the children, a better school, and we can finally build a house. A proper house, with proper rooms for the kids, a proper roof, and a garden." Meh. They both looked at the goat and laughed. "Yes," Mumbua said, "we will build you a proper pen and get you more goat friends." Mutunga nodded slowly. He thought about the amount she would send home from Canada, the things he could do. He could finally be a big man in the village. "Go," he said. "We will be okay. I promise to take care of the children." But inside, a plan had begun. The day she left, the whole village came. She was the first person to leave the village to go to a foreign country. Most of the villagers had never heard of Canada. That was something to be celebrated. Even the goats and the chickens seemed to be in high spirits on that day. Mwende held her mother's dress tightly. "Don't go," she cried. I will miss you. Who will make my favorite porridge and tell me stories at bedtime? Sammy tried to act brave. Bring me something from Canada, he said. Mumbua smiled through tears, hugging both of them. I will come back, she promised. She gave Mutunga a hug and told him to take care of the children. I will, he promised. She did not see the sly smile on his face or the flash of greed when he said, Make sure you send money soon. We need to find a nice piece of land to build our house. She promised she would. Then she got on the bus. As he drove away, she waved. Her heart felt like it was breaking into tiny pieces. She studied the faces of her children as they waved enthusiastically, like she wanted to memorize them. She sat silently in the bus, looking outside as it passed a few villages on its way to Nairobi. She wondered when she would see this landscape again. She prayed silently that she would survive Canada. She prayed that she would succeed there. She had to. There was no other option. She had to succeed. Listen, my friends. Stay with me so I can tell you what happened when she got to Canada, what Mutunga did after she left the village, and the reason Mumbua flew back in tears. Take a moment to like and subscribe to this channel. Now let's get back to it. Canada was cold, extremely cold. It was February when she landed. She had boarded the flight with another woman, a catch that had been introduced to her by Uncle Sila at the airport in Nairobi. They were traveling to do the same job. She was happy to be traveling with someone else. Akech had traveled to USA a few years ago, so this was not her first flight. She noticed that Mumbua was nervous, and so she kept talking to her just to make sure she stayed calm during the flight. Mumbua saw snow for the first time. Allah, is this flower from the sky? She said. Akech laughed. No, it's snow. Ha! Not a goat in sight. And why are all the trees dead? She asked Akech. Akech laughed. They are dormant for the winter. They will be green again at springtime. Mumbua slipped on ice one day and landed on her back. I don't trust this country, she muttered. But she worked hard, very hard. Cleaning, cooking, saving. Every dollar mattered. She budgeted everything. She barely spent any money on herself, determined to send most of it to Mutunga to start building their home and for their children's school fees. She ate noodles most nights and stayed home when her co-workers went out. She had 3 outfits and 1 pair of shoes, a tired-looking pair of shoes. Akech said to her, You're working too hard. I know, she responded. It will pay off soon. You're not eating properly. As long as the children are eating properly, it is all worth it. Just be careful. I will, Mumbua responded. Every month, Mumbua sent home money. She even found a part-time job that she did on some evenings and some weekends. To Mutunga, she said, Build us a house. No more leaking roof, no more broken walls. Mutunga called often to give her updates. He had sent her a photo of a piece of land he had bought a few weeks ago. The house is coming along nicely, he said. I will send pictures soon. Mumbua smiled as she lay on her bed exhausted. Her dream was growing. Then her father called. My daughter, he said, the roof is leaking. Water is pouring inside the house. Oh no, Mumbua said. And we need a borehole for water, he said. She was tired, but she said, I will send money. Because that is what she always said. Mumbua sighed. She would have to figure out where to get the extra money to send to her father for his roof and to build a borehole. She was always tired, but she found a night job, mopping floors in an office building. One day, Mutunga sent photos. Mumbua's heart jumped. The house! She opened them quickly. The house looked big, beautiful, fresh paint, strong walls. She smiled so wide her cheeks hurt. Tears rolled down her cheeks, tears of joy, tears of relief, knowing that she had built something solid throughout her exhaustion. All my hard work, she said, it is working. But something was strange. The photos look perfect. The house seemed to be moving faster than he had mentioned when she spoke to Mutunga. But she brushed that thought away. That night, Mumbua had the best sleep she had had in a long time. She slept with a smile on her face, dreaming of the day she would stop cleaning people's messes and mopping filthy floors and finally walk into their beautiful house. Back in the village, the truth was very different. Mutunga was not building a house, not even a small one. Instead, he was living a big life. Fancy clothes, expensive drinks, loud parties, and a new Toyota Corolla. He had become the big man in the village, walking around giving money to the children, buying rounds for everyone at the bars, entertaining different women. He had even bought a goat he named Canada. "Come here, Canada," he would shout. The goat would ignore him completely. Mumbua's father also had secrets. The money she sent for the roof? Gone. The money for the borehole? Also gone. He sat with his friends laughing. "My daughter works in Canada," he said proudly. "She sent me dollars. How many of you have seen dollars?" "Ah, you're a blessed man, Mr. Chalo." They ate meat and drank sodas. No roof fixed, no borehole built. The village knew. Every single person. "This is not right," some whispered. "But she keeps sending money," others said. "And we get small benefits too," someone added. "He bought me a bag of rice and sugar the other day." So they stayed quiet, very quiet. Far away in Canada, Mumbua began to feel uneasy. It had been 3 years now, and Mutunga had stopped sending regular updates. Every time she asked, he had an excuse. The network was not strong enough. There was a problem with the fence he was trying to resolve. The workers had gone on strike. One excuse after another. "The house should be finished by now," she said to him. "Soon. It will be finished soon. Just send the money for the windows now." And father's roof? And father's borehole? Every time she asked her father, the answers were quick and unclear. "Almost done," the father said. When she asked to speak to her mother seemed quieter, and her father would take back the phone soon after. Mumbua frowned. Something was wrong. Akech listened to all of this and asked her, "Are you sure there is even a house? What if he is lying?" Mumbua wondered for a moment. She had had suspicions for a while that something was off. But it could not be that. Something is wrong, but surely not that. I have seen the pictures. He would never do that to me and the children. "I sure hope so," Akech said. This would not be the first time something like this happened. One evening, Mumbua's phone rang. The name on the screen made her smile. Kasoa, her childhood friend. "Hello," Mumbua said happily. There was silence on the other line. Then Kasoa spoke. "Mumbua, I need to tell you something." Her voice was serious, very serious. "What is it?" Mumbua asked. Kasoa had been watching Mutunga carefully and listening to everything he had told Mumbua they were building. She knew that he had sent her fake pictures of a house in progress. She knew she had to tell Mumbua the truth. The house. There is no house, Kasoa said. Mumbua blinked. What? Mutunga is not building anything, Kasoa said. He's spending the money. Mumbua sat down. That's not true, she whispered. I saw a picture of the land, a picture of the house. There is more, Kasoa said. Your father. He's not fixing anything either. Everything went quiet. Mumbua's world stopped. Mumbua did not speak. She could not. Her hands shook. Why didn't anyone tell me? She asked finally. Kasoa sighed. Because everyone benefits from the silence. Mumbua closed her eyes. Tears fell slowly. I trusted them, she whispered. But she knew deep down her gut had been right. It had been telling her something was wrong. That night, Mumbua did not sleep. She packed her bag. I'm going home, she said. Her voice was calm, but inside, she was furious. When Mumbua arrived in the village, no one expected her. Kasoa had picked her up from the bus station and driven her home. Mutunga was having a party. There he was, dancing badly, very badly. Even the goat named Canada looked embarrassed. Mumbua walked in. The music stopped. Mutunga froze. Mumbua? He said. Yes, she said. Her eyes were sharp as she walked up to him. Where is the house? Mutunga laughed nervously. The house? Yes, the house. Show me where it is, she said. He could not. He stood there silently for a moment, trying to find the right lie. It was over. Everything came out. The lies, the money, the fake photos. Mumbua stood still. You spent everything? She asked. Mutunga nodded slightly. I was going to fix it, he said quickly. When? She asked. He had no answer. Mumbua went to her father next. He was shocked to see her. Where is the roof? She asked. Her father looked down. And the borehole? Silence. Mumbua's voice became cold. You used my money? Her father nodded. My friends, he began. She raised her hand. Stop. Mommy, why didn't you tell me? She asked as she looked at her mother. I'm sorry, my daughter. I wanted to. I couldn't because your father threatened to stop buying my blood pressure medication. I tried to call you once, but your father took my phone away. That is why you could only speak to me through your father's phone. Mumbua did not cry. Not this time. She acted. Quickly. Strongly. She called her lawyer. She took legal control of her finances, removed Mutunga from access, collected what little assets remained, including that Toyota Corolla. She filed for divorce. Mutunga watched helplessly. What about me? He asked. Mumbua looked at him. You made your choice, she said. Mumbua moved her children and her mother to a new apartment before she returned to Canada. A clean place, safe, peaceful. Her mother cried. I'm sorry, she said. Mumbua hugged her. You did not lie to me, Mommy. Back in Canada, Mumbua stood by her window. Snow was falling again. This thing again, she said, watching it. Even now, I don't trust it. But inside, she felt stronger. Not happy, not yet, but stronger. She had seen the truth, and the truth changes everything. Her phone kept buzzing. Mutunga called. Again and again. Mumbua looked at the phone. She said. Oh, now you remember me? She finally picked up. Hello, she said calmly. Mumbua, please, listen, it's me, Mutunga said quickly. I'm listening, she replied. I made a mistake, he said. Mumbua nodded slowly. Yes, she said. You made many. I was stressed, Mutunga said. I was thinking too much, he added. Mumbua raised an eyebrow. You were thinking too much? So you spent all the money? She asked. Mutunga hesitated. Well, not exactly like that. Mumbua almost laughed. But she didn't. This is not a joke, she said. You broke our family. Mutunga continued. I can change, he said. Just give me another chance. Mumbua sighed. In a story, she said, this is where I say yes. There was silence. But this is real life, she added. And real life has consequences. She ended the call. Back in the village, Mumbua's father sat quietly. No friends, no laughter. The money was gone, and so were the people who enjoyed it. He looked at the broken roof as he sat on a broken stool. Raindrops fell inside. Plop, plop, plop. Ah, he said, now the roof is also angry at me. I am a foolish man. Now I have lost my daughter and my wife. And for what? Some meat and beer? He tried to call Mumbua. No answer. He sent messages. No reply. He walked around slowly. I made a big mistake, he told himself. But this time, no one was there to laugh with him. Meanwhile, Mumbua was busy. Very busy. She worked extra shifts. She mopped floors. She even babysat sometimes. She saved carefully. She planned wisely. I will build everything again, she said, but this time, properly. She even started writing everything down. Money needed, money saved, money sent home. She needed to account every penny, but this time, she lived a little. She ate meat, bought new shoes, and occasionally went out with her friends. One evening, Mumbua sat with her friend Grace. Grace was also from Kenya. You should start a business back home, Grace said. Mumbua blinked. A business? Yes, Grace said. You're strong, you're smart, and you don't trust goats anymore. Mumbua laughed. Yes, especially goats named Canada. They both laughed loudly. Mumbua began planning. With the help of her friend Kasoa back home, she secured a space at the local market, a small shop, for food, supplies, and maybe even clothes. People always need these things, she said. She smiled. For the first time in a long time, she felt excited again. Back in Kenya, things were not peaceful. Mutunga was struggling. People who once followed him now avoided him. Where is the party now? Someone teased. He said nothing. He had lost respect. And respect is hard to get back. Mwende and Samyu were growing. They loved their mother deeply. But they remembered. They remembered the days their father would party. They remembered the days their father brought home strange women. They remembered when they asked their father for school fees and he said he had none. They remembered how their father would tell them to lie on the phone and tell their mother they were fine. Why did Daddy do that? Sammy asked one day. Mwende shrugged. Maybe he forgot to think. That made their grandmother laugh. Even in hard times, small jokes helped. One day, Mutunga showed up to the apartment. He looked tired, very tired. Mwende opened the door. Daddy? She said. Mumbua's mother looked worried. Then Mumbua appeared on a video call. Yes, she said. Mutunga straightened. I want to see my children, he said. Mumbua looked at him carefully. You can see them, she said. You are their father. I will not take that away from you. But you cannot live in that home. You will have to earn their trust again. Mutunga began visiting the children. Slowly, carefully. He tried to behave better. Even helped with chores. Ah, You know how to sweep, the grandmother joked. Mutunga smiled weakly. Yes, now I do. After 5 years, Mumbua flew back home to build their house. This time, real builders, real materials, real progress. She checked everything. Every wall, every brick, every roof sheet. No lies this time, she said firmly. From a distance, her father watched. He saw the house rising, stronger than before. Without him, that hurt more than anything. One day, he finally spoke to Mumbua. My daughter, he said, I'm sorry. Mumbua listened, but her face did not change. I hurt you, he said. Please forgive me. Mumbua took a deep breath. I respect you, she said, but I don't trust you. That was harder than shouting. Months later, the shop opened. Mumbua's Market, the sign read. People gathered, smiling, buying, talking. Mumbua stood proudly during the opening. This is just the beginning, she said. That night, she stood outside the shop. The sky was clear. No snow, no lies, just peace. Grace called her. How does it feel? She asked. Mumbua smiled. Like breathing again, she said. Mumbua had learned many lessons. Not everyone who smiles is honest. Money can change people. Trust must be protected. And strength comes from pain. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more stories just like this one. See you in the next one.